afternoon, evening, morning, whatever it is. Welcome to the July update on the farm. It's been wet. It's been a very wet month. I don't know what we are. I think we're well over 100 mil at the moment. It's the 28th, I think, today. So I'll chuck a video out this weekend. Yeah, so it's not a lot gone on really, so it'll be a fairly short video. You're welcome. Good evening. It is the 13th of July and there is not a huge amount to report really. We haven't really done anything since in the last 2 weeks in regards to field work. It's been rainy, especially rainy where we are in Oxfordshire compared to what most people have had around the country. We've had very little sun, which is a little bit worrying for protein levels in the milling wheat. Also because we've got loads more hay to cut, which is probably not going to get done. But yeah, crops are turning very rapidly, as you can see the oats behind me. I'm just in one of these patches that was, well, quite a big patch. That was re-drilled because it flooded out. These were February drilled oats. So this patch flooded up, so we topped it up with just a few more oats out the shed. And, well, it's weedy, but there's something in the ground. If I turn around, there is oats there. I mean, there's an all right amount of them, but there's lots of thistles and a few bits of black grass. It's not going to be much of a harvestable crop, or probably worth keeping. So I reckon we'll just top this in the next few days. Because I mean, it's going to be 2 weeks at least behind the rest of the oats, and there's not going to be enough to be worth coming back for. So we might as well just top it. Stop any weeds and bits and pieces seeding is the main idea, and also it'll keep stuff growing rather than just cultivating it up. So I just turned around and we'll have a look at some of the winter bird food plots. So this is one thing this year that has done very well because it was later drilled into warm soils and it's had lots of rain. They are really motoring on. If I just have a little look now. This is a big old sunflower coming through and a nice big old buckwheat. Some sorghum there. You see on this spring barley there's a bit of slug grazing been going on. But they've had so much rain and warmth, it's not going to be too much of a hindrance to them. Yeah, there's a few weeds and bits and pieces. But it's looking really good. I'm quite happy with this because it's the first year in a few years we haven't completely droughted out. So at least one thing's looking alright at the moment. It's like the previous weather. And this is now. It looks really, really good. End of July. Huge buckwheat plants there. All flowering away along with the mustard. There's also some good phacelia behind there. Most importantly, these sunflowers. Can't wait for them to get going. Finally have quite a few in this mix. All the millets and sorghums looking well there. And there's even some spring oilseed rape that seems to have survived somehow. Yeah, looking really good. Good morning. It is now mid-July and the peas are kicking on quite nicely. These were drilled on I think it was either the 2nd or 3rd of May. So the last bits and pieces that went in the ground this year. Looking quite good so far, really tall, up to about my waist. Bits of fat hen on this little headland. There's a few thistles and stuff poking through. But they've had no broadleaf weed herbicide. Really up past my waist. I hope they don't fall over. But they seem to really be appreciating this rain. I've got a pheromone trap out here somewhere and I think it's been swallowed by the peas, so I need to find that before before it gets really swallowed and then gets swallowed by the combine. So yeah, these peas are now about a good 4.5, maybe pushing on 5 feet tall, well up past my waist here. But I have just found the pheromone trap. Thank God. Here we are. Wouldn't want that to get in through the combine. As you can see there's a few pea moths. But not bad enough, and definitely hasn't wanted a insecticide. So that's good. See, all the peas are the right way around. Peas are podding quite nicely.
Expecting good things this year. We also sprayed about a 2 metre strip, as you can see here. This is where, I mean, the drill's gone all the way out to here, against the edge of the grass margins, because all this brome has just really creeped out into the field. It was heading when we sprayed it off, so hopefully too much of it's not viable, but yeah, a bit of a concern. Lost a few peas, but I mean, this should be a 6 metre margin, and I mean, that's probably pushing on 8, maybe 9. Grass margin, that is, but hopefully that sorted it. Had to get rid of a few peas, but greater good. So just looking at some of the winter wheat now. This is it stays. Still a little bit green in the tram lines, but a little bit green on some of the stems still. A few bits of burdock coming up, which is interesting. It started to go a little bit flat. Double drill bits on the headland, which is a bit of a worry. Bit of a pain, but not a lot you can do about that. Some of the grain now. We started combining on the 21st of July last year, so I mean that's still a good week off. I don't think we'll be combining. We'll probably start around the start of August, I think. Yeah, looking really good. Starting to turn. It's definitely on its way. One thing I have noticed a little bit, and it's starting to creep in, you can just see there those darker heads. Due to all the wet weather we've been having on the ear. There's 2 here, hopefully that will focus. Come on. Yeah, as you can see there, just starting to get some fungus build up, which is a bit annoying. So might have to be careful with home saving seed this year. Just make sure you germination test it before you do, and make sure you do some disease tests, because it's a bit of a concern. But glad we put a T3 fungicide on, that's for sure. Got a fair bit of farmyard manure coming in now, which is good. Not stacked up very well, annoyingly, because it's a bit of a way away, these fields. It's a pain to keep bringing the telehandler to it. But it should be good. I hate putting muck on wheat, it just seems a waste of wheat area. I'd much rather stack it on a break crop, but can't complain too much. This will go on before the spring oats next spring. So back to that same spot in the oats. These were the last drilled oats on the farm. I think they were 28th of April, or might have even been a couple of days later, maybe into May. But they're really pushing on now. A bit weedy at the bottom, which was as expected. But I'll just show you a difference the other side of the hedge to the oats that were planted a few weeks earlier. I mean, you can see a pretty stark difference there. So might have to wait a few days after harvest, harvesting these to get those other ones. There's a few wild oats coming in annoyingly on the edge of this track here. A bit of a pain. Where the sprayer goes around the corner, it doesn't get much on the outside. So I have to top these when we go around the edge. But looking okay on the whole. Really nice and tall. Doing well. There's one bit that's going a little bit flat over there. But I mean, we've had 38 mil of rain. 38 mil of rain just this week. So we could really do with some sunshine. So this is one area of the farm that we've gone quite heavy into in the SFI scheme. There is a 24 metre bird strip along the bottom here, and a 10 metre grass margin along this ditch and hedge line. And then again into this field, again another 10 metre grass strip, 20 more 4 metre winter birds, mix all the way around the edge. As you see here, there's these 4 fields, and they all kind of run to the centre and then don't really go anywhere. These 2 are the worst on this side. So here again, got another 10 metre strip along the ditch, 10 metre strip along there. But this time there's a 48 metre winter bird strip on both of this side, so really nice, huge old plot on this bit. And then coming through to this bit, next to all the bees, again another 48 metre strip next to 10 metres by the ditch. You see at the bottom there, it's still a little bit wet at the bottom of those oats, so we just again drilled in some more winter bird mix as a bit of a summer cover crop, just instead of having it bare where we had to go around it while drilling. It's coming very nicely. Yeah, all the water basically runs, these 4 fields just runs to the middle here and then doesn't really go anywhere. Kind of needs a bit of a pond, but oh well, just giving them a bit of a break for a bit. Whether they go back into production or not, we'll see. So the Group 2 mix seems to be the worst lodged wheat on the farm at the moment. You see here, this bit in front of me here is not even on the double drilled bit, where this bit is on the headland, but I mean, it's no real surprise when the height is up past my waist at the moment. Very tall. Some nice meadow brome. Barely any bits of green in the tram lines, but yeah, it's very close. I reckon this will be our first field to combine. Like to get it up off the ground because all the pigeons are having a nice feed. 9.